What's up, everybody? So we're back. We got another video today. We're at a hotel in Millville, New Jersey for our GR Experience track day. It's actually happening tomorrow, but we decided to get a hotel early and just kind of chill here for the night so that we don't have to leave super early tomorrow, because we have to be at the track at like 10-ish in the morning. 10, I think it's 10, right? Yeah, 10. Spend a night and just kind of chill, and we don't have to wake up that early to get to the track. Yeah, so we're just kind of relaxing right now. We got some Animal Crossing on the TV. We got some Chick-fil-A. I don't know if you can see the little... Yeah, some Chick-fil-A. Hell yeah. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll be going to the track. We'll have the whole experience, and I'll be filming as much as I can. It's going to be hectic and a new experience for me, so if I don't capture everything, just know that I tried my best to catch what I can, capture whatever I can, and yeah, so excited for that. So we'll check back in tomorrow. Why are you hiding? Alright, see y'all. Okay, we're on our way to Jersey Motorsport Park now. It's like 12-ish minutes away from us, so we'll just start heading over there, and we'll figure out like what the process is. I know we have to register at 10. We have to get the car inspected, and then at 10:40 we have a class to go to. So yeah, it's super fucking rainy outside, which sucks. Like, it's super rainy, but like, what can you really do? You know, these things are not really things you can plan for, and I'm sure we can still go to the track. We just won't be able to go as fast as we normally would. So yeah, let's just head on over and see how the day goes. All right.
The LED reflectors is a nice touch.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, we get the quick release? Okay,
Yeah.
gee, all right.
So we are doing session 1. I'm going to be doing a voiceover of what is going on at the track, simply because I didn't have the concentration, the focus, or the energy to really explain what was going on at the track while it was happening. Wanting to keep all my focus on what was going on at the moment within the track and not have to try to explain everything afterward. So, as you can see, it's a very rainy start to our track day. Session 1 was super rainy. There was a lot of rain on the track, which can be dangerous. So, we had to watch out for a lot of things like puddles and just accumulations of water. Especially when you have cold tires, it can cause spin outs or just things you don't want happening to your car. This is the lead follow session, so we have the Supra in front of us, which is leading the pack, and then we have everybody else following. I think there's 5 or 6 GR86s behind me, and we're all following the leader, and they are basically following the pace that each person in front of them is setting. So we're doing our first lap around the track. This is a warm-up lap. We're just getting the temps up in our tires and in our cars so that we can have it at optimal heat levels. I don't know if you could see that, but I'm getting a phone call from my dad. He didn't realize that I was on the track that day, so he called me at the worst time, really, but it was fine. If you guys know this ringtone, if you guys know what anime this ringtone is from, please leave it in the comments. I'd like to see how many of you guys know what this is from. This is one of the best shows that I've watched probably ever. So I'd like to see how many of y'all also seen this or just know what this what the reference to this is. Alright, so we're doing our first actual lap within the Jersey Motorsport Park Lightning track. As you can see, we just did turn 1, going into turn 2. And I'm still kind of getting used to it, still understanding what the layout of the track is like. And as you can see, my leader is also understanding of that, so he's not really pushing it that fast. You'll see a lot of people blazing past this track while you're here, like waiting in the paddocks and stuff, like the DEs, the D3, DE4s. Those are like the higher level drivers. You'll see these guys are going super fast, a lot faster than we were going in this session. But like I said, it is a rainy morning, so we do have to be careful. We have to watch out for some puddles and some accumulations of water. As you can see, the Supra's a lot faster than me. GR86s are definitely not as fast as Supras. So it takes a lot to kind of follow the pace of the Supra sometimes, especially on turns when he's exiting corners. He can like push it really a lot faster than the GR86 can because of the torque that car has. So we're just kind of starting to go a little bit faster, getting our pace a little bit up. And we're hitting this hard right turn, which is a scary one, especially for GR86s, as a lot of you may know. Maybe some of you don't, but there's oil starvation issues when you're hitting hard right turns, and a lot of cars' engines have blown because of this on the track. So a little bit scary. And here we're hitting the straight, going as fast as we possibly can. Obviously for this one we're not, because it's a lead follow, so we can't go extremely fast, but typically this is your fastest area within the track. And then we're going into turn 1, which is hard braking and then a hard right turn going uphill. So that turn's a scary one. While we were waiting in the paddock, we saw, I think it was a Miata, spin out at turn 1, just because it's such a hard turn and you don't really get to see what's going on over the crest of the hill. So definitely a scary turn, but one of the more exciting ones for sure. Here we're hitting, I think, turn 3 and 4. And right there, right in the middle between turn 4 and 5, you see there's a puddle accumulation. So we do have to be very careful with that because, as I said before, like, it causes spin outs and it's just a danger. So as you can see here, we're going to turn 7, and if you look on the left there, you can see that there's a huge puddle, a lot of water accumulation there, so we have to be very mindful of that. Typically on turn 7, you want to hit as close to the apex as possible, so because of that puddle, we have to be very careful of how close we get to it, but typically you'd want to get as close to it as possible without actually hitting the puddle. And then here we have the bulb, what they call the bulb at Lightning. And this is basically a long right turn. And you can even see that the track actually angles a little bit to conform to the turn. So it's definitely cool to go over that. And then right after that, you have the straight, which is where you can go as fast as you want. Here we're actually staying to the left. The instructor just took his arm out and is pointing to the right, and basically what that's telling us is that we're pitting, and yeah, you can either go to the left or the right. The right takes you to the paddock, the left takes you to the pit lane. The instructor wanted to teach us how to pit in case of any kind of emergency. Basically, if you're pitting, it's for some kind of reason, something's going on with your car, either you're overheating and you need to cool the car down, or maybe you cracked your oil pan and you're spilling oil all over the track. Whatever problems you think you might be having, go into the pit lane, you stop in the pit lane, figure out what's going on, and then if you think you're ready, you go back onto the track. Alright, now we're going back onto the track. And we're going back into turn 2 and then 3 and 4, which is like they're 2 consecutive turns. Turn 2 kind of goes into turn 3 because they're both right turns, and then turn 4 is a left turn. So between 3 and 4, they're kind of consecutive turns, so you go right and then you go left. And then here we have that puddle again that we got to be mindful of. And then this one is also an interesting turn. I think this is turn 5 because it's kind of an uphill and a right turn. So you don't really know what's going on the other side of like the hill, the crest. And it can be a little scary sometimes hitting that really fast. Obviously, we don't have anything to be scared of because it's just a lead follow and there's not a lot of crazy cars going by like super fast or anything like that. But when you start going into like D1, D2, D3 especially, you're going to see a lot more action up there, and it's going to be hard to see. So I'm excited for that for sure. Alright, as you can see, we're kind of going a little bit faster now, picking up the pace. I'm trying to catch up to the Supra as best I can. He's obviously faster than me, like I said before, so trying my best to get up to him, but also making sure that I'm at my comfort level and not pushing myself too hard because I don't want to spin out. I don't know if you can see that black car behind me in the rear view mirrors, but that car actually spun out at, I think, after turn 7. He didn't really spin out, actually. He more of just lost the back end of the car, and he was able to regain his traction, but that kind of scared me a little bit too because I was like, oh shit, if he's spinning out and he's got the same car as me, probably basically the same setup as me, I gotta watch out as well. If you see on the left side, you'll see that there's numbers. Those numbers are kind of like visual references for you to start understanding where you should brake. Basically at our level, we're braking at like 4, right? But if you have like, let's say, big brake kit, Brembo, StopTech, I don't know, Endless, Project Mu, whatever, you're gonna start braking a little bit later, so you might be braking at like 2, right? Because your brakes are a lot stronger, and they slow the car down a lot faster than stock brakes. So that's kind of giving you a visual reference. You can also use that to improve on what you're like building on. So like, for example, right now I'm stopping at 4, right? But if I feel like I can stop at 3, maybe I'll start trying that, start slowing down and hitting the brakes at 3 and seeing how the car responds to it. So it's good to help you kind of improve yourself and your braking, because the closer to a turn you can brake, the less momentum you're losing and the faster you'll go overall. And for like things like time attack or just improving your skill overall, it's a good thing to have, and it's a good thing to kind of monitor. So like writing that stuff down, even writing notes down for every track day or every session is a good idea, just to understand where you're at and where you can improve. I'm starting to go a little bit closer to those edges, trying to get as close to those rumble strips on the corners as possible, basically to improve my line and how I'm hitting these turns, really. You can see right there, I basically almost hit the rumble strip. Same thing with this turn. And then another one with turn 4. Doing a little crossover. And then up into turn 5 where you basically can't see shit. But yeah, you can see that I'm getting a little bit closer to those edges, as close as I can. Just my comfort level around the track is improving. I basically have an understanding at this point of what the track layout is like. Once you hit the track, like, I don't know, 3, 4 kind of laps, you'll start to understand what the track layout is like and where you need to brake, where you need to kind of focus on, what turns are really the most important ones to focus on. Like this one right here, turn 7, scary ass turn, but also one of the most fun turns. I don't know if you can see that, but my guy on the right there was waving the flag in that little white box on the side of the track. He was waving that checkered flag, and that basically means that your session is up and it's time to pit. So as you can see, we're all kind of going into the right a little bit more than we would typically go around the bulb, and that hand comes out from the instructor, and the same thing for everyone that's pitting. So I also have my hand out right now, letting the people behind me know that I'm going into the pit lanes. Alright, cool. And you can see this time, instead of going towards the left where the pit lane is, we're going into the right towards the paddock, because our session is over. We're not going back on the track, right? Alright, cool. So we'll end it here for the voiceover. We'll catch up on session 2. Gotcha.
Remember that thing I told you about covering his eyes and trying it around turn one?
Alright, here we go, session 2. So you can see the track is getting a little bit less wet. So after our session 1, it didn't stop raining, but it was like very, very, very light rain. As you can see by like my windshield, like it's barely raining anymore. You can see the track is also really dry at this point. Like there's a lot less puddles in the track, if any, really. Especially right here between 4 and 5, there used to be like a big puddle in the middle, and you can see that it's not there anymore. So yeah, we're also getting a little bit more, a little bit faster around the track. We're still doing our warm-up lap, which is something that you do with every session that you do. You got to do the first warm-up lap, and then every lap after that is a hot lap, right? So yeah, everyone's getting a little more confident with the track. You can see that everyone's progressing a little bit faster. You can see here on turn 7 that the puddle is pretty much gone. The huge puddle that we had before. I mean, there's still some water in there, but it's not as bad as it was in our last session. This is all good news because we're going to be going a lot faster within this session than we did with the last one. And you can see that blue car in front of me. That blue car is set up a lot better than me. It's already on suspension and wheels, and I think it was on our compound tires. So his car was basically way more set up than I think any of our cars, really. I don't think anyone else had a setup like that. And he also had a pretty loud exhaust. I don't know if it was any louder than my exhaust. Personally, I like my exhaust a little bit better, but that's just my own personal opinion. Everyone has the right to their own. And they can choose whatever setup they want to. Alright, so we're finishing up our warm-up lap, and then we're going to be going into our first hot lap. We're kind of going a little slow around this, in this straight on this first lap. But right after this straight, we're going to be starting to pick up our speed. Here we go, turn 1. Scary turn, but I'm starting to get more used to it, starting to understand it a little bit more, and how much I need to turn my steering wheel and how hard I need to brake before. So definitely getting more confident there. Getting a lot closer to those edges than I did at the beginning of session 1, because I have a stronger understanding of what the track layout is like. So something interesting about this session, the instructor wanted to teach us how to pass and how to instruct somebody to pass. So as you can see, the black car raised his hand. He's got his hand over his roof, and he's pointing to the right. So that's basically an indication that we can pass him, right? So that's something that they were teaching us in the class, and I think that's something that he wanted us to practice and learn. This is typically something that like passing is not allowed, I think, until DE2, but he wanted us to have an understanding of how to allow someone to pass and how to pass safely, so that when we get to that point, we don't have to kind of guess. We'll already basically know how to do it and how to do it safely, so that nobody ruins anyone else's car or their own cars, right? Alright, and he put up that hand to let us pass. We're going ahead, we're passing. We are back in the beginning, right behind the Supra again. And we are going right down the straight, hitting 79. And now we're braking and hitting this hard right. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, turn 1 and turn 7 are my two favorite turns. And the reason behind that is, honestly, like, they are both the hardest turns on this track, but they're the most exciting ones. Like, it's scary because you can hit it going way too fast and go off track, and that you really don't want to do that, obviously, because you don't want to ruin your car or the track itself. But honestly, like, I think they are the turns you can improve the most on, right? Like, it's the area where you have the most ability to adjust your driving to optimize, I guess, how you're hitting those turns. So I think that's the reason why I like it. I like it because it's a challenge, right? Like, it's the most challenging part of this track. Like, the entire track itself is challenging, right? But turns 1 and turn 7, look at turn 7 right here. Like, it's a hard left turn, and there's many ways you can hit this turn, right? There's many different lines you can take. So, like, optimizing what the best line is for your car, your speed, your power level, really. Like, there's so many factors that go into both these turns, that it makes it so much more exciting to learn and to progress. I feel like it's where you can progress really the most, right? Alright, so we are going back into the straight. And now we are going to be allowing people to pass us, right? So we're going to be slowing down. We got the hand out the window, telling everybody to pass us. So we got that. All the cars going past us, right? And then we can speed back up, try to catch up to them afterward. That's what a safe turn, safe passing is like. Alright, basically at this point, you've seen everything there is to see. I did have a third session on this track day, and it was with an instructor in my car. We all had our own individual instructors, and it was a whole lot of fun. Unfortunately, both my camera batteries were dead, so I wasn't able to pick any of that footage up. I lost all of it, but basically The instructor, it was a female instructor. She was amazing, and she was pushing me harder than any of these 2 sessions that I had, telling me I had more in myself, I had more in the car, I could push more, basically directing me on turns, like where I should be looking, where I should be facing the car, different things like that. When we move into HPDE 1, it's all going to be instructor led as well, but we're all going to have our own individual instructors within our cars, which is going to help us understand the track, how to maneuver the track, how to hit the track, how to hit the turns. And until we move up to HPDE 2, DE2, we're going to continue to have those instructors in the car. So in our next track day, whenever that is, we'll probably have another instructor in the car, and I'll film all of that so that we can have some more reference of what it's like to kind of be a beginner at the track. And yeah, but for this one, I'm gonna call it a video. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for supporting. I hope these voiceovers were fun and interesting for you guys. I think it's the first time I've ever done like a voiceover like this, and it's also my first track day ever. So for some of you that haven't hit the track, I hope this is informative for y'all, so y'all can kind of understand a little bit more of what it's like to be a novice or a beginner in the track. Thank you always for supporting. If you are subscribed, I appreciate you much for being a subscriber. If you are not subscribed and you like my content, please subscribe. I think I make videos, like I try to make one once a month. So every single month there's some new content for you with the GR86 or the BRZ. The BRZ is still getting built. It's still got a blow motor, but I do make some content for that car every once in a while, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, if you aren't subscribed to and you do like the videos, please subscribe. I think like 90% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribers, so if we could get that ratio up, that'd be awesome. I would highly appreciate it. But either way, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you for always supporting. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, and enjoy the rest of this track day.